Guys, this is like the last time I'm recording this, and if I don't get it, I'm just gonna wait until tomorrow to record this. But I wrote a new song. I wrote a new song and I want to share it, but maybe I won't. So it's driving me nuts because I wrote it today, so it does usually take me, like, I've been singing it a million times because I've sung it over and over again every time I add something to make sure it flows. But if I do like a melody that isn't like what your brain would automatically assume comes after, like, if I switch up the melody in a unique way at any point, then it's going to be hard for me. Like, it'll take me some days to remember that. So I'm struggling right now, but I just want to sing it. The song is not complete, but I want to, like, share what I have so far because I just feel like people would like it, and I'm just, like, so excited about it. I wrote this. I'll give the details after. I want to make sure I get this out and I have enough space for it to, like, actually save as a video and not as a blank gray picture, because if you know, you know. If you have a MacBook, then you know. So then I keep messing up, but I'm gonna, just please, God help me. Breaking up, nothing new. We went through a time or two, but we came back. Telling lies, making me cry. You're just like those other guys. Yeah, you're so bad. But still I told them all, you're just you. Didn't mean it like that, you never do. I've got way more time to lose than you. And I know you had a dream, I did too. Me, your wife in the kitchen baking pies for you. Sinéad on and nothing compares to you, honey. But that was before I heard you say you're too damaged for my taste. Start all the problems, you're too emotional and you need to learn your place. You're immature, but that's okay. I've got like 10 years on you, babe. Just take my advice, I know what I'm talking about. I'll lead you the right way. You'll lead me the right way. I have a little bit of space to talk. That is literally, I mess up at a different part every single time, but the lyrics are below so you can follow along and you'll understand even though I messed up. This is crazy. Late nights after work, you need some sleep but you wanna flirt. So take off your jeans, I'll take off my skirt, honey. We talk for hours, I'm telling you all the ways life changed me, and so did you. I know we both got way better things to do, baby. Now it's just 2 weeks in, and I think I know everything about you, the way love goes. It's almost so that I can. No, yeah. So that part is still, like, literally the first verse, probably, like, not gonna touch it, most likely. The chorus, the first chorus, I'm probably not going to touch it, most likely. But verse 2 and chorus 2, which are the last two parts, I'm not really decided on all of the parts. So, like, I'm definitely adding more to each part, but I'm also probably removing things. But, like, for, what is this? This is verse 2, yeah, so. Oh, and then there's the third chorus. But you never get the jokes I make. I'm immature and that's okay. You got like 10 years on me. I'd hope that we don't still think the same. I'm still trying to work it out. Okay, I have things to figure out. But I'm not going to let this kill my vibe. I'm going to leave it here, leave it as it is. And then I'm going to, hopefully this will save. And then I'm going to talk and run my mouth and compile the clips. Okay. It's saved. Okay, so I'm gonna run my mouth because I want to. I wrote this song. This is like a little background on the song. It is not done, as I said a million times. And also, I don't know if I said this. The lyrics are below. I don't know if I said this. I've said it for sure, but I don't know if I said it in this take that I chose to keep because I've made a million videos. Anyway, so yeah. this song I wrote about, it was this guy that I met like on Valentine's Day actually, and he was cool, he was fun, he was cool. He was older. He actually just turned 29 in May, or it is still May, like I guess a week ago, a little more than a week ago, and so like that's what, we're 10 years apart, and it was not, I'm very mature, so it was not a big deal to me, and it wasn't a big deal to him, obviously. But we had problems because, I'm sorry, I'm messing with my like brush, I don't know why. But we had so many issues like with communicating, and I know I'm not a saint or the smartest person alive, or like the best person alive. I know I have my issues, but one thing I know how to do is communicate, girl. I know how to articulate myself. I'm very emotionally intelligent, and that's not to take away from what he is or who he is, but let's just say like I've never had that many issues with someone else, to say the least, in that department. And so yeah, like, so, and also we are from very different cultures. He moved to America 2 years ago, and so the country he's from is just different, and there's more like traditional values, and I actually would say that I'm a more traditional woman as well. So like, that wasn't a big deal to me. I wasn't like, oh no, like you're gonna expect these things. Like, it wasn't that deep to me. That's what I desire. I want to be married and like just living soft life. So that was like perfect. We fit perfect, like two peas in a pod. But it was just like over and over, like just more and more problems arising every time we talk, because like, and this is something I posted on my story. I come up with the best quotes, I know. I was like basically he wanted me to be like soft and feminine and like all this stuff, but he didn't know how to handle or hold my emotions. And so like, when I'm being the feminine woman that you want and the way that I am, you just don't even know like how to handle that. You don't know how to stay calm. You don't know how to like be emotionally intelligent. Like, I'm not saying that he was emotionally stupid, but like, it was not in the same place. Like, it was just miscommunication so much, and I think it must have been like a cultural barrier. It had to be like, that's the only thing that logically makes sense, because him and I used to have like conversations about like a lot of stuff. We used to have conversations about a lot of stuff that was like, like whether it's religion or spirituality or like family dynamics or like, just like things we believe are our values and stuff. And his emotional intelligence was like high. But let me stop talking so fast also, because I watched back a video the rambling video, my music rambling video, and I was like, more better. And I don't know why I said I never do that. And every time people use double comparatives, I'm like, no, you don't need to say more and or. I'm always like that. Not in like a pretentious way, but like, just, by the way, like, you don't need to do that. So I was like face palm, face plant, face palm. I don't know. Anyway, shaking my head. Anyway, so yes, basically, it was so nice, and like, we would talk, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're literally gonna get married, and he was like, yeah, we're gonna get married, don't worry. It just, like, it's just like a lot. I'm not gonna get into the details, but we were like, yeah, we're getting married. It was like, how many kids do you want? Do you want a boy or do you want a girl? Like, we were like doing all that little cupcake and shit, and but he's like, oh, you're so different. You're nothing like anyone. I'm like, I know. And these are things I hear all the time from so many different men. But unfortunately, I don't know, there's just something about me they just can't handle. I'm just too real. I think the thing is, people are not used to someone being so honest with themselves and with others. So because I'm very self-aware and I'm just like, kind of however I feel is how I feel. And I can have tact with the way that I deliver things, but I'm not going to like change, my point. And also, the way that I communicate, I'm more sarcastic. Sarcasm is like my go-to. Like, I'm a sarcastic person. And he took that as like disrespect or rudeness, or like he would think I would be upset when I wasn't. And I'm like, are you saying that because I'm black? No. But, like, I used to say, like, no, you just think I'm mad because I'm black. Like, literally. Because he's not. So, and I was like, you're just saying that. You have to be thinking that because of the stereotypes, because I promise you I'm not upset. Like, I'm being, like, this is literally the way I react to anything in the realm of what we're talking about any other day. But today, you're just choosing to be, like, extra conscious of what I'm saying or, like, my vibe or something. And I remember we were always, like, having, like, you know, some back and forth about, like, me saying something and not meaning it a way, and then I'm explaining, like, okay, well, I didn't mean it that way, and I apologize, and then he's like, okay, well, but, and it's like, no matter what I said, I can explain something the most complex and detailed and in-depth way, or the most simple, simplistic, minimal, straight to the point way. No matter which way I do it, none of the in-between. He is still going to have something to rebuttal that completely just makes what I said pointless. Because it's like you just never... When I am having conflict with someone, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a romantic partner, my point is to reach a conclusion. Let's both work through it and, like, figure it out. Not to prove to you that I'm right, or to do this way. No, I don't want to do this with you 24/7. I don't want, like, you know, and for me, being understood is such a big deal to me. So I wanted him to understand where I'm coming from all the time. I'm trying to make him understand. But then I talked to my mom, and she was like, no, you know, you have to, if both people are trying to be understood, then that's where things get crossed. If both people are working to understand each other, then it's, you know, no one goes without consideration. And that was true. And so then I changed the way that I operate, because I know I am younger and I know I don't know everything, but I am leagues ahead mentally and emotionally, intelligence wise. Every time I say something about my intelligence, that's when my brain gets stuck, and then I, like, don't know how to say something, and then it's like, okay, trust me, just believe me, just take my word. But, like, what I'm saying is, I know I don't know everything, and I know I have a lot to learn, but in a lot of those situations, there was, like, no way. Like, I was not being unreasonable. It was just, it was just outrageous the way that we had to argue about everything. And then I just I got sick of it, and I was just like, hey, we're done. And I would say that so many times, but I'm like, no, this is, like, God is sending me this man because he's the person, because he, like, was everything that I wanted in personality, character, like, but he is very much stubborn is what I think. And so every time I would call him or text him, like, either a few hours later or the next day, and be like, I don't know if I'm sure about this, and then we would go back again. But then finally, I don't know when, but, like, finally it was one time that it happened, and I was just fed up. I was like, bro, I've tried every trick in the book to make this freaking man understand me, even down to the point of, because I'm also stubborn, but I really did apply myself in this situation with him, and even to the point of me admitting me being wrong, or just saying, okay, you know what, it's, like, it's fine, like, just basically giving it to him, like, making him feel like everything he said is valid and right, and then leave it alone. And that still didn't work, so I was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm done, we're done. And then we didn't talk, but we still followed each other on Instagram. Well, that was it. We only ever followed each other on Instagram, but we just, everything, we just, like, distance. And the reason I didn't unfollow him or remove him is because I knew I wasn't done. I just needed to be done for a little bit so he could think about some things, and for me too. I needed to think about things too. So, and then eventually, like, right before my birthday, we started talking again. So it was like, I don't know, probably like my birthday's the 21st. But, like, yeah, like, around, like, in my birthday month, we started talking again, and then it was, like, literally one night, oh my gosh, I was about to say something. Yeah, just one night, like, we were just on the phone for hours for the first time after, like, not speaking for however long we were on a break. And then, everything started up again, and it was good at first. Like, I felt like we were doing good with just communicating and stuff, but then it went back to how it was. So, and I was like, fuck this, I'm not doing this. So, yeah, and then it was the final time, because actually it happened because like a lot of the time I was just like letting things go and it was like working, and but it was having me feeling so upset and like at dis-ease by myself because I'm like just literally conceding every time. And I was like, maybe that's what I need to do, because needing to be understood is not something, everyone's not going to understand you, so like you have to live with that, you know. But then it came to like an emotional thing, like something really important to me that I like opened up to him about, and he was a nightmare, and I was like, oh fuck no. So then we were done, and then he blocked me. Could you believe that? He blocked me, and I was like, oh, okay. So then I texted him on WhatsApp because I was like, you're not, I had a lot to say, and then I sent it, and then it was like blocked. What the freak? And you know what? I think what he's trying to do, and I hope not, because actually I don't hope he does, because hope literally breeds eternal misery. I don't need to hope for anything. But I would not be mad if he is trying to do this, because he told me when we first started talking after our break that he was like, you know, oh my gosh, I hope this saves. Hold on. It saved. He told me, he was like, you know, I was just gonna let you, you know, live your life and be, you know, on your own. And then when I came back to Maryland, I was going to just call you and be like, hey, like, come on, let's meet up or whatever. And I was like, oh, you're insane. Like, you think, what did you, and then you thought I was gonna say, okay, like, no. So, but I feel like that's what he's trying to do, because he was like, yeah, because we had like another situation where, it's too many situations. Like, I couldn't even begin to tell you about every situation unless we're sitting here for hours talking. But it was another time where, after we had got back from our break, where I was just like, you know, if this is just going to be what it is, like, if there's no way for us to avoid this, like, terrible communication that just happens to be ever present when we communicate, then, you know, we're going to have to, like, cut it here. And then he was like, no, it was something, I don't know, but basically, because he works a lot and he works on the road, so, like, he was just saying, like, something about not being, like, I don't know. Basically, there was problems he had, but he tried to make them my problems. He's like, are you sure that you're okay with this? Because I'm always on the road and all that. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, but you seem like you have a problem. And then, like, it was just the whole thing. And then, basically, yeah. I don't know. But, so, yeah, that's what that story is about. He is older, and he always thought he knew everything, but then he wanted to frame it like, no, I'm not trying to tell you that I'm smarter than you, but you're only, because this was when I was 18, I hadn't turned 19 yet. You're only 18, like, and I'm like, age has, like, those, age and maturity or age and intelligence don't always go hand in hand. They can be an explanation for some things, I guess, but, like, to each other. Like, if you're older, like, you're 60, and then you're like, yeah, I'm just wise, I've been through life. Okay, that's an explanation, like, that works. But if you're like, you can't discredit me because of my age, because though I might not have been in so many relationships, and you haven't either, actually, but, like, the point is, you can be 40 years old and still be a fucking idiot and not be emotionally intelligent, not be, like, anything, and then you can be 18, 19 years old and be leagues ahead of someone mentally. So it all has to do with individuals, and that's how I feel. But he was just like, it was just like stuff that he would say that would just annoy me, and yeah. So these are not direct quotes. These are not direct quotes of what he said. These are basically what he said, in my opinion. And I did it that way because of the rhyming, for one, but also because, like, I cut a lot of slack for the things he would say, and, like, the way he made me feel about things, just because I was like, no, this is, like, meant to be my husband. I don't know. I was stupid and young. Was, still is. So, and so, like, I just, like, excused a lot of little things he would say, but, you know, now it's just, like, the truth is, he was, like, very condescending, and I don't want to say manipulative, because I feel like that implies intention, but, like, he did manipulate a lot of situations to kind of flip it like I was a problem, and I was, like, actually, like, I used to, like, cry sometimes, And I'm like, okay, I don't want to talk right now. Like, I'll just call you tomorrow because, like, I want to either scream and bite your head off. But I don't want to do that. So I have to cry. I have to let it out because I'm feeling so conflicted. Like, am I in a twilight zone? Like, that's literally how I felt. Yeah. So I'm going to keep writing. I don't know when I'll finish it. I don't know if it'll be soon or in months from now or never. I don't know. But, I mean, I do want to finish this song because I really do like it. But, yeah. So, thank you so much for watching. And I did record a lot more karaoke of pre-existing songs. Obviously, that's karaoke. But I deleted them because, actually, I don't remember why. Oh, I deleted them because I still had my hoodie on, and I was just, like, I like, you know, when it's not on. So I deleted them, but I will do more tomorrow.